We live in a busy and stressful world where our emotions can often get the best of us, but we can learn to master our emotions and use them to our advantage. This story will reveal the importance of managing our emotions. It can help us cope with the challenges and opportunities of life more successfully. So, stay tuned to discover how to control your emotions and improve your everyday life. Once, there was a king who had a habit of reacting quickly to things and letting his emotions control him. He would easily get upset over small matters, even to the point of sentencing people to death for minor mistakes. One day, a wise monk visited the king's kingdom for a few days. Upon hearing of the monk's arrival, the king eagerly invited him to a dinner at his palace, and the monk accepted the invitation graciously. In the evening, as they sat down to eat and discuss matters, a fly accidentally fell in the king's room. The king got furious when he saw a fly in his soup and shouted loudly to his servant, "Can't you see there is fly in my soup? How can you be so neglecting?" The servant started to tremble with fear and said, "Your Majesty, the fly was not here when I served the soup." However, the king's anger showed no sign of fading. Observing the situation, the monk intervened calmly, addressing the king. "Your Majesty, it was not the servant's fault. The fly landed later after the servant served the soup. You should not let such trivial matters ruin your mood." Feeling deeply offended, King replied with frustration, "But sir, I can't hold at such things. Even a small fry can do in my mood." The monk smiled gently and replied, "It is not the fly that has spoiled your mood, but your reaction to it. You have the power to control your emotions. Your Majesty, do not let your emotions control you. Instead, you should have control over your emotions." The king sighed, expressing his struggle, "But I can't control my anger. If I try to suppress it, I only become more frustrated." Understandingly, the monk explained, "Your Majesty, it is because you have never tried to control your emotions. One should never make nasty decisions in the moments of anger or extreme joy. Take some time to reflect before reacting. Maintain control over your emotions instead of allowing them to dictate your actions." The king took the monk's words to his heart and started practicing patience and controlling his emotions. After a few days, he realized that by allowing himself to calm down, he could think more clearly about situations and make better decisions. Now the king started to stay calmer and more peaceful. He found that he could understand situations better and govern his kingdom more effectively. The king found himself living a much happier and more peaceful life now. One day, he decided to thank the monk for his valuable advice. He went to the monk and said, "Oh, wise one, your teachings have changed me. I have no better control over my emotions, and I make wiser decisions now. I am really grateful to you for your advice." The monk smiled kindly and said, "King, you are not alone in facing these challenges. Many people have difficulty controlling their impulses and tend to let their emotions drive their behavior. You should share this message with others too. Encourage them to practice peace and patience to lead better lives." It is important to understand that emotions like anger, happiness, and sadness come and go. They are just part of life. We should not get swept away by these emotions. Instead, we should remember to stay calm and patient so that we can steer our own lives and not be driven by these fleeting emotions.